Some gifts seem thoughtful, but they may carry hidden curses you'd never expect. These 5 items have a dark history that could bring misfortune if you're not careful. Stay until the end. The last one is the most shocking and has the most dangerous legend. Let us now delve deeper into the first type of gift you must never accept. Jewelry or clothing from someone whose spiritual beliefs are uncertain or who actively goes against what you consider to be good, positive spiritual principles. Why is this so crucial? Because fabrics and adornments inherently carry a spiritual presence. They absorb the energetic imprint and emotions of their previous owner, much like a sponge. Consider the teachings from Acts 19, where we learn that handkerchiefs and aprons touched by the Apostle Paul were used to heal the sick and drive out evil spirits, purely because God's divine presence resided within them. If God's powerful energy can be transferred through a simple piece of cloth, does it not stand to reason that negative, destructive energies can be transferred just as effectively? Some bracelets, rings, or necklaces are far more than just trendy fashion accessories. They can act as genuine spiritual chains. Perhaps they were blessed, but certainly not by benevolent forces. They might have been prayed over by individuals serving malevolent altars. Certain clothes could even have been intentionally crafted during dark rituals. When you unknowingly wear such an item, your life can begin to shift in perplexing ways. You might start experiencing unsettling dreams, feeling an increasing internal spiritual conflict, and have no idea where this disturbance originated. Often it traces back directly to what you are wearing. It is absolutely vital to examine the true source of these items. Furthermore, within the hidden world of certain practices, particular oils and perfumes are deliberately charged with spiritual energy to attract specific spirits, manipulate emotions, sway minds, and open gateways to the unseen spiritual realm. You must exercise extreme caution with scents given to you by individuals involved in New Age beliefs or unusual spiritual practices. Some of these potent oils were not simply mass-produced in a factory. They were formulated during sacred, or sometimes profane, rituals. People have chanted over them, incorporated symbolic elements like blood, and entrusted them with specific spiritual missions. This explains why, when you apply such a fragrance, you might suddenly feel distinctively different. You may mistake this new sensation for heightened confidence, but in reality it could be a carefully crafted layer of influence, designed not to attract true favor, but to draw unwelcome spiritual attention. Similarly, that beautiful statue adorning your shelf might represent a deity worshipped in a distant village. That intriguing old mask could have been worn during profound ancestor veneration. While you might dismiss it as a mere cultural artifact, in God's divine kingdom, such objects are often seen as altars of worship. Deuteronomy 7:26 states a clear command: "Do not bring anything detestable into your house, or you, like it, will be set apart for destruction. Regard it as utterly vile and detestable." Understand this deeply. Some of you yearn for profound freedom, yet the very altar you seek to dismantle is comfortably placed on your coffee table. The unwelcome spirit you confronted in prayer on Sunday may well be watching you from your bookshelf. It is simply not possible to host God's radiant presence while simultaneously retaining the adversary's tools. You must make a choice. Gifts originating from other spiritual systems frequently act as subtle doorways. They unintentionally grant unwanted legal access to your life. Undesirable spirits do not require an explicit invitation. They simply need a justifiable reason to enter. That seemingly harmless item might very well be the root cause of your sleepless nights, the struggle in your business, or the rebellion of your children. The enemy does not fight fairly. He cunningly hides in plain sight, in places you least expect to see him. When God first promised the land of Israel, he didn't just instruct them to conquer it. He specifically commanded them to utterly destroy every idol, every carved image, every single object connected to false worship. God did not suggest keeping them because they looked appealing. He demanded their destruction to prevent them from becoming traps. Some of you are, right now, unknowingly sleeping beside traps, having decorated your home with them and adorned your very bodies with them, calling it fashion. But tonight, God's Spirit is illuminating the hidden corners of your life. If your spirit feels a deep unease about something, do not disregard it. Do not tell yourself, "Oh, perhaps I'm overthinking this." No, that unsettling feeling is God's Spirit communicating directly with you. He rarely shouts, he gently nudges. He does not induce panic, he calmly guides. If you choose to ignore his profound warning, you might unknowingly keep what heaven specifically instructed you to cast away. The second kind of gift you must cautiously avoid is one that comes as a peace offering from someone who has previously cursed you, actively opposed you, or engaged in spiritual competition with you. Let me clarify this. In certain spiritual practices, an act of making up can sometimes be a deliberate ritual, a hidden pact with dark forces disguised as genuine forgiveness. Just because someone utters words of apology does not automatically signify a true spiritual change in their heart before God. Often, their gift is not truly intended to restore peace, but rather to re-establish control over your life. Proverbs 26:24-25 advises us, "Though an enemy may speak with pleasant words, do not believe them, for 7 abominations fill their heart." I am certainly not encouraging you to harbor grudges or hold on to past resentments, but I am unequivocally warning you not to be foolish or spiritually naive. True spiritual maturity means I can wholeheartedly forgive you without carelessly opening my door to your potential influence once more. A gift originating from a twisted or malicious heart is fundamentally a hidden bribe. Its true purpose is not to genuinely bless you, but to sneak back into your life, regaining spiritual access and potential control. You must be exceedingly wise. That seemingly innocent book someone offered you, whether it's a captivating cultural story or an ancient text filled with wisdom, might carry far more influence than you could ever comprehend. Words themselves are powerful seeds. When you engage with literature inspired by negative spiritual forces, those very spirits actively seek an entry point, a place to settle within you. Some books are not merely sources of information. They can become potent doorways, planting insidious ideas, subtly distorting truth, and deliberately blurring the lines of what you know to be morally and spiritually right. If the original author invoked false deities or engaged in dark practices while creating their work, do not be surprised if reading it unknowingly opens a vulnerable door in your own mind or spirit. Therefore, be incredibly careful what knowledge you invite into your home, your spirit, and your very soul. Remember this truth. The kingdom of darkness does not necessarily require your active participation. It simply needs your ignorance, your unawareness. It flourishes when you fail to question, when you neglect to scrutinize, and when you passively accept everything without seeking profound spiritual insight. However, God's Spirit is fundamentally a spirit of pure truth. He illuminates what is concealed and exposes what is carefully covered. And his revelations are not for mere entertainment. They are explicitly intended to set you free. He exposes these hidden dangers so that you have the knowledge and power to remove them. Some of you urgently need to meticulously inspect your spiritual household tonight. Go through your cherished jewelry, your crammed bookshelves, your souvenir collections, your decorative gifts. Do not merely look at them. Pray over each item. Ask the Lord directly, what truly does not belong here? What undesirable energy has attached itself to my personal space? What unseen force is subtly fighting against my inner peace behind closed doors? The devil profoundly hopes you never ask these crucial questions, but the very moment you dare to inquire, the chains of unseen bondage begin to tremble and loosen. Why? Because once the profound truth is revealed, the lie instantly loses its destructive power. The third type of gift you must unequivocally reject is anything connected to idols, statues, or unusual art pieces originating from foreign lands, especially when you lack precise knowledge of its background. Some of you need to go home tonight and embark on a comprehensive spiritual cleansing, not just physically, but deep within your spirit. Prayerfully examine all your belongings. Inspect your closet, your drawers, your digital downloads, your bookshelves, and every decoration. Physically touch these items and earnestly ask God's Spirit, does this object honor you, or does it somehow hurt your presence within my home? Many of you harbor idols without even realizing it. Some possess items from distant lands that still carry the lingering spiritual weight of ancestor worship or past rituals. Some of you wear jewelry specifically created as part of ancient or modern spiritual rites. It is no longer enough to merely decorate. It is time to make your space holy and sacred. And do not stop at cleaning your physical dwelling. Diligently cleanse your heart as well. Ask the Lord, have I held onto these things because of misplaced pride, lingering emotional attachments, or simple fear? Many people hesitate to discard cursed gifts because they are afraid of upsetting the giver. But I challenge you, would you rather cause slight displeasure to a person or profoundly grieve God's Spirit? Would you rather disappoint a temporary acquaintance or deeply disappoint God? Recall when King Saul deliberately disobeyed God's clear command to destroy everything, instead choosing to preserve what was meant for destruction. Consequently, the entire kingdom was stripped from him. He lost everything, not because he failed to fight, but because he failed to completely finish what God had commanded. He saved what God ordered to be purged. Understand this. God does not bless what he instructed you to break. Some of you need to decisively burn the bridge to your past. That sentimental love letter you've kept for memories. Get rid of it. That particular item from your former life, the one that vividly reminds you of your party days, your rebellious phase, your past sins. Destroy it completely. That object given by someone involved in witchcraft or a false religion. Do not simply give it away to someone else. You would merely be transferring a curse. Destroy it thoroughly and entirely. When the ancient Israelites discovered items destined for destruction, they did not sell them for profit. They ceremonially burned them before the Lord, and because of their absolute obedience, they restored favor with heaven. You are not being paranoid when you carefully question what enters your personal space. You are being profoundly wise. The scriptures declare, a wise person foresees danger and takes refuge, but the simple keep going and suffer the consequences. Many of you have suffered because genuine peace remains elusive. You have experienced frustrating delays, felt perpetually stuck, endured deep divisions, and though you have prayed diligently, you have failed to purge. The source of the curse is not always external. Sometimes it resides subtly within your own tent, your own home. Recall the cautionary tale of Achan. One man deliberately kept a cursed item hidden in his tent, and as a result, an entire nation tragically lost a battle. Joshua had no comprehension why his mighty army was being defeated until God revealed, "There is a cursed thing among you." The moment that hidden item was discovered and removed, victory dramatically returned. Never believe that your unseen hidden objects will not impact your very visible life results. A single cursed item has the power to contaminate your entire spiritual atmosphere. I have personally helped individuals who struggled for years with relentless demonic oppression, only to discover it was directly connected to a small, overlooked item, a specific coin from a ritual, a charm bracelet received from a psychic, or a handcrafted object from a relative involved in dark practices. The enemy does not always announce his arrival loudly. Sometimes he quietly slips in through sentiment, he cleverly hides behind culture, or he conceals himself under the guise of politeness. But his destructive mission always remains the same: to kill, to steal, and to destroy. I have witnessed entire spiritual climates of people utterly transformed because of a single object. I am not presenting you with mere theory, I am sharing what I have directly experienced. The fourth gift that frequently carries hidden negative influence is money offered to control you. Understand that not all money is neutral. This is precisely why in Matthew 6:24 Jesus declared, "You cannot serve both God and money." He didn't just mention money as a resource, he explicitly named the powerful spirit behind corrupted wealth, often referred to as mammon. Money that is given with the sole intention of controlling you, making you feel perpetually indebted or guilty, or attempting to own your loyalty, must be vehemently rejected. Gifts accompanied by manipulative strings are not true blessings. They are, in fact, insidious chains. Some individuals regrettably utilize giving as a manipulative tool. Their underlying desire is for you to become dependent on them, to submit to their will, or to fear their power. The moment you attempt to assert your independence or move away, they subtly or overtly remind you of everything they have given you. This is not genuine love. It is a form of spiritual manipulation. This is not generosity. It is a curse skillfully wrapped in disguise. If someone's supposed giving is subtly attempting to make you their prisoner, reject it completely. It is far better to be truly free with nothing material than to feel blessed, but eternally bound by such controlling influences. One of the most insidious spiritual chains often forms when someone offers you a gift with the specific aim of establishing control, cultivating emotional dependence, or maintaining a lingering, unwanted connection. Consider that ex-partner who gave you jewelry that you've kept hidden in your drawer simply because it's visually appealing. Think of that former friend you cease speaking with after a betrayal, yet you still routinely wear the scarf they once bought for you. What about that person who romantically pursued you and gave you a watch or a ring, and even though nothing developed between you, you decided to keep it? You may not fully realize the spiritual implications. You have unknowingly allowed their spiritual essence, their influence to remain intimately close to you through that physical object. The initial soul tie was not merely emotional, it became deeply spiritual the very moment you retained an item they used to mark you. And the longer it stays within your space, the more challenging it becomes to truly move forward in your life. Some women find it difficult to connect with their divinely chosen partner because they are still adorning themselves with jewelry from an ill-suited past relationship. Some men cannot fully step into their intended purpose because they are still retaining a gift from a deceptive, seductive influence akin to a biblical Delilah. You must deeply understand this. Gifts, in the spiritual sense, can be powerful anchors. They can hold people, situations, or negative energies firmly in place. Until you courageously uproot these spiritual anchors, your true and magnificent future cannot fully manifest. Some individuals are under constant, intense spiritual observation. Why? Because a spiritual doorway was inadvertently opened through a seemingly harmless gift. The adversary meticulously tracks your progress. He knows your paths, discerns your thought patterns, and understands the opportune moments to launch an attack. This is not always due to carelessness on your part, but potentially because you brought in a device yourself. Some gifts are, in truth, spiritual surveillance tools. You may perceive it as mere decoration. The devil sees it as an open door. You might label it sentimentality. He calls it a spy. He subtly watches you through that item, meticulously studying your behaviors. And when the timing is strategically perfect, he launches a precisely targeted attack against you. This is precisely why Paul so strongly warned the Galatians, "Who has cast a spell on you?" That is a powerful and unsettling word, spell. Not because they drank a physical poison or openly worshipped an idol, but because they subtly accepted undue influence from an unholy source. And in the spiritual domain, influence very often passes through gifts, spoken words, and symbolic gestures. The destructive influence didn't arrive through brute force or overt violence. It arrived through cunning subtlety. This is precisely how the adversary operates. He doesn't require a destructive storm. He merely needs a small seed. If he can plant the precise seed through the right gift at the opportune moment, he will undoubtedly harvest profound destruction in your life. You must diligently learn to question every single gift. Ask searching questions in the spirit. Lord, is this truly from you? Do not merely assess the physical giver. Consider the spiritual foundation they stand upon. What spiritual influence governs their life? What spiritual essence flows through their hands when they give? Because whatever spiritual essence flows through them will inherently flow into what they offer. When someone gives you something, a part of their spiritual energy becomes subtly attached to that item. This is why Paul laid hands with extreme caution. This is why the apostles issued warnings. Do not be quick to lay hands on anyone. Do not be quick to embrace what has not been thoroughly tested, because the spiritual transfer is profoundly real. Finally, the fifth and ultimate type of gift you must absolutely never receive is anything given during a major life transition by someone who is clearly jealous or spiritually compromised. When you are entering the sacred covenant of marriage, bravely launching a new business, purchasing a new home, or celebrating the birth of a baby, Your life is in its most vulnerable and energetically open state. These are the moments when people gather to celebrate with you. However, some hearts present at these occasions are sadly filled with deep bitterness, resentment, and even subtle curses. Not every wedding gift is a genuine blessing. Not every baby gift is truly innocent. Some individuals do not come to genuinely celebrate your triumphs. They secretly seek to sabotage your future. And they execute this plan with a smile, enclosed in a beautifully wrapped box. Do you remember why the wise men brought prophetic gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to Jesus? Because gifts, particularly at crucial moments, seal seasons. Gifts speak profound spiritual language. Gifts are, in essence, prophetic transactions. And the adversary subtly mimics this spiritual principle. The wrong gift given at a major life milestone can profoundly delay or even derail your divine destiny. This is why you must pray over every single gift. You must earnestly ask God's Spirit for immediate insight and discernment. You must intentionally cover your home and every item within it with Jesus' divine protection and explicitly break every spiritual attachment that comes along with the hands that originally gave it. Do not live your life operating under the naive assumption that everyone always means well. Jesus himself taught us, "Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves." This means I can certainly be kind and compassionate, but I will not be foolish. I can extend love, but I will not be spiritually blind. I do not receive gifts without thorough prayer. I do not retain items without deep spiritual insight. And most importantly, I will never honor people above the clear guidance of God's Spirit. If He unequivocally tells me not to keep something, I will not keep it. If He instructs me to return it, I will promptly return it. This is not about the physical object itself. It is profoundly about the spiritual essence attached to it. The adversary also cunningly sends cursed gifts, specifically to distract your unwavering focus. He will send you an alluring gift that consumes your precious time, shifts your vital attention away from your spiritual path, or deliberately stirs your fleshly desires, all calculated to interrupt your dedicated devotion to God. Consider that blessing that mysteriously arrived just as you were about to embark on a season of fasting. Think of that new, exciting opportunity that materialized precisely when you committed to a deeper period of prayer. What about that surprise door that superficially appears like divine favor, but is, in reality, pulling you back into old worldly patterns and habits? This is not merely coincidence. It is spiritual manipulation wrapped in tempting convenience. If an offering pulls you away from God, it is emphatically not a true gift. It is a curse cunningly disguised. It is absolutely imperative now to sharpen your spiritual insight. You simply cannot afford to blindly accept every package with an obliging smile and a polite thank you, while simultaneously ignoring the profound whispers of your inner spirit. Discernment is your most vital survival tool in this generation. If your spirit feels a profound unease about something, never dismiss it. Spiritual maturity is not solely defined by how many scriptures you can quote. It is profoundly measured by how swiftly and obediently you respond to the subtle whispers of God's Spirit. It is about how incredibly alert you are when something outwardly looks perfect, but internally it just doesn't feel right. That unsettling sensation of unrest you experience when you receive a particular item, that sudden inexplicable heaviness that descends after bringing something into your home, that noticeable detrimental shift in your prayer life after accepting a specific gift. Do not ignore these profound indicators. These are not random feelings. They are precise spiritual alerts. You need to understand that some individuals are unwittingly assigned by the adversary to act as delivery agents for these gifts. They are not necessarily the creators or originators of the curse, but they serve as the innocent delivery system. Much like a postal service brings a package from someone else, there are individuals whom the adversary uses to transport his agenda into your life. People who often don't even realize they are being utilized in this way. It could be someone who genuinely loves you, someone who honestly believes they are helping, but the item they are carrying has its spiritual origin on a malevolent altar. And when you accept it, you don't just receive the physical object. You unwittingly accept the entire spiritual package in the unseen realm of the spirit. This is precisely why you must intentionally consecrate your personal space. You must make your home, your mind, your spirit, and your relationships fortress-like against demonic entry points. There are some gifts you must promptly return. Others you must bravely destroy. Some you must outright burn. Some you must meticulously cover with Jesus' powerful protection. Because not every gift is safe, not every token is neutral, and most critically, not every giver is spiritually clean. There are profound times when God will truly test you, not by withholding, but by demanding your keen discernment. He will permit you to be presented with something that looks undeniably appealing, simply to see if you possess the spiritual ability to perceive beneath its glittering surface. Can you bring yourself to say a firm no to what appears to be a clear blessing because you profoundly sense that it carries a hidden contamination? Can you confidently walk away from what superficially shines if it carries the stench of spiritual compromise within your spirit? That, my friends, is where true spiritual strength is forged, not on the public stage of achievements, but within the private crucible of discerning decisions. There is a powerful reason why some of you felt a palpable peace suddenly depart your home after a particular birthday celebration. There is a deep reason why you haven't slept soundly since that specific engagement party. There is an undeniable reason why your once vibrant prayer life mysteriously dwindled after you accepted that beautiful necklace. Never, ever ignore the urgent warnings of God's Spirit. Do not casually brush off His gentle but firm nudge. Do not allow your sense of politeness to make you keep spiritual poison on your shelf. Some of you urgently need to go through your entire house and meticulously examine every single gift. Ask God's Spirit directly, was this gift sent by you, or was it cunningly planted by the adversary? Many of you need to decisively break agreements that were unknowingly made by receiving those items. Cancel every demonic deal. Renounce every spiritual transaction that occurred. Lay your hands on these objects and declare with unwavering authority, in Jesus' mighty name, every curse attached to this gift is broken right now. Every dark spirit hiding in this object, I command you to leave this place immediately. This house belongs entirely to God's kingdom alone. And if God's Spirit unequivocally tells you to discard something, do not hesitate for a single moment. Obedience, above all else, is your profound protection. I declare over your life today that every hidden curse is being divinely uncovered. Every demonic gift is being unequivocally exposed. Every assignment from negative forces is completely cancelled. And your home shall be a sanctuary of unwavering peace, divine power, absolute purity, and tangible presence. The enemy's deceptive plans are being utterly reversed. You will walk forward with profound spiritual insight. You will move with sharpened spiritual intelligence. You will not be deceived, manipulated, or cursed by any gift intended to harm you. You are spiritually protected. You are divinely guarded. You are profoundly victorious, not merely because of what you choose to accept, but powerfully because of what you courageously reject in wisdom and by the living Spirit of God. This is not superstition, my friends. This is authentic spiritual warfare. This is not rooted in fear. It is guided by profound wisdom. The enemy will perpetually attempt to disguise every curse as a blessing, but the wise individual always sees beneath the deceptive surface. You are not called to be gullible. You are called to be deeply guarded by divine glory. So, rise up. Meticulously clean your personal space. Intentionally make your entire environment holy. And above all, never again accept any gift without the clear and profound permission of the Spirit. Because in this crucial hour, what you allow into your hands can either magnificently bless your household or tragically bind it. Let every gift you ever receive pass through the pure filter of fervent prayer, the intense fire of discernment, and the all-encompassing covering of the divine blood. Because only what is genuinely blessed truly has the right to remain. May your spiritual eyes be profoundly opened, may your home be thoroughly cleansed, and may your destiny be absolutely protected, starting right now.